All right. I'll need a minute because I'm consuming a bunch of food and whatnot.
But if you start streaming, people start coming.
Fair.
In more ways than one.
Wow.
Enjoy that little...
Keith is going to pivot his channel to be nothing but, like, sexy content.
Brought to you by that guy. Who's the gay spaceman?
What?
I forgot his... Damn
Chris
it.
Hadfield?
No. What? No. George Takei.
The gay spaceman.
Yeah.
George Takei.
That's what I was going for when I was like, in more ways than one.
Huh? Oh my.
Oh my. I'll never forget the time that the circuit happened where everyone started going oh my, and then for the first time Andrew's oh my was revealed to the group and Spider lost his shit.
I remember that.
Like it was the
so
most
accurate.
high-pitched, like lost, like completely losing control cackle when he heard how deep and specific Andrews was. Man, they did. That's the one memory that confirms those two people met each other.
I think that's the only memory that confirms those two people met each other, because it's probably the only time those people ever met each other.
Yeah. Alright, so next level is the maintenance tunnels.
Jeez. That sounds like a 90s level right there.
Ooh,
like,
they have average lengths listed.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, all of them have an average length of an hour and 90 minutes, or an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, we're kicking ass then.
We were 25 minutes fast on the first level, and we were 10 minutes slow on the second level.
Bro,
we were in space in Sewerland for a while.
It felt like that was by far shorter than the previous one, but I guess I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna need like a minute. I'm gonna need a minute here to keep consuming my beverages and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the footprint limit to high instead of unlimited. To see if it stops the game from creating new ones when there's too many, which is technically making the game easier, and it's technically slightly cheating, but the game actually can't handle it.
I mean, the thing is, like, when we got too high on the footprints in the last level, we did just start cleaning them up, so in practice it didn't really make that much of a difference.
Yeah. Limit net actors. Oh my god.
We want that to be as high as possible, right?
I'm seeing all these settings I've never seen before because I didn't actually look at them before. Allows you to limit the creation of new actors, which
we
is
want them to be
I
as high
totally
as
know what
possible.
that means.
Actors basically means objects. So we want that to be as high as possible, otherwise the game will get way too easy.
The network gets too saturated.
It's a series of tubes, Keith, it's fine.
Well, on normal it says new actors are prevented upon reaching the saturation point. The saturation point sounds like an important place to stop.
Yeah. Oh, this controls the behavior when...
Yeah.
I thought it was the actual raw count of the max number of actors you can have.
You can also disable the sniffer if you hate yourself. The maintenance tunnels.
It's kind of ridiculous that every footprint is its own actor. There's a reason why this game's performance is so crap.
Well, I think it said they were decals.
They're supposed to be decals.
Actors is a separate menu from those are two different menus.
Oh, okay.
The one I was talking about limiting how many footprints are made was a separate menu.
Alright, I guess I'll
get in here, bird.
Game cap.
Join me.
Give me a second, man.
I'm waiting for you to get in so I can read it to your audience this time for the first time. Because every single time you're like, I was not recording yet.
Alright, fine. Give me 1 second. I will start recording in a second.
Start recording so you can explain to me what yeet means.
I'm recording.
What's yeet, birdcatcher?
No, you were supposed to explain what this is.
I said start recording so I could ask you. Everyone in my everyone in my chat's yeeting, and I don't understand.
I was asking you.
Is yeet a Fortnite dance? That's another thing I don't understand.
No, it's not a Fortnite dance. All right,
I'm still catching up with
You're supposed to. Read the briefing, and then I'll tell you what yeet means.
All right. As you are well aware, the Vern, Neptech's aquatic substation. Oh no, we're underwater?
Oh no.
Was overrun and decimated by interloping entities. The Vern is presently ruined, filthy, and unsafe for human habitation. Nevertheless, you have a job to do. Due to the difficulty in getting you to this location and the expenditure involved, we are issuing you and the operation an F-class safety protocol. You've been warned. Move with haste and perform your duties as required of you, and we may not need to dock your pay to recruit the excessive operational expenses. That's not how any of that's supposed to work, asshole.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like fascism to me. Anyway,
this job's expensive, so they're gonna pay us less.
Yeah. Anyway, yeet is a exclamation that basically expresses the feeling you get when you jerk off.
Really?
I'm gonna say yes.
Did you just make that up?
Yes.
I was like, I can't tell if he's making this up right now.
I am definitely making it up, but I wanted that to be the definition so that everyone in your chat who is saying yeet right now feels very awkward about themselves.
Will they, though?
I don't know. They are a bunch of children. Just kidding. They're probably people.
They're probably people. That's your quote on the box for my audience. They're probably people, not even human. Just technically probably under the classification of people.
Keith Ketchup Games. If you watch it, you're probably people.
No. Oh, what'd you do?
Alright. I don't know. There's already disasters everywhere. I don't know, man. I don't like it already.
Oh, I knocked over my garbage can and then a gory thing of green stuff exploded.
That wasn't me.
Just everywhere. And it made that one gory explosion sound. you know the one.
Yeah. You think I just know stock sound effects because I know 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 stock sound effects off the top 5.
I mean, anyone who's played a Rareware game knows a lot of stock sound effects. It was really
that's how they voice act their games.
It was really messing with me when that specific sound of a metal door closing was used every time you closed any metal door in all of like Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, and I never heard it a single time for like 20 years until Orange is the New Black came out.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. That's really funny. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like a sleeper agent for stock sounds because of that company.
You hear a stock sound effect and you're like, the eagle has landed. I must kill president. Yeah, but I think my favorite stock sound effect that came from GoldenEye, because there was a ton. There were so many stock sound effects. I love all the bullet stock sound effects, like
that one specific like reverby, like high pitched one that has like a tail to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you hit like a wall or something like that.
Find the incinerator because I have a lot of stray bullets to destroy.
I haven't found the incinerator, but I also haven't looked.
I'm a little worried because we started off with the box. And I'm a little worried that means we don't get our own.
No! No! How did you fuck up that?
There was weird
You knocked
terrain.
over barrels, too!
Yeah, there was weird terrain around. Oh my god, I just threw that tentacle. It went fucking slip and sliding away right down that hill. Wow.
The old N64 Castlevania games use the squeaky gate noise. You're talking about like, that's a classic stock sound effect too. Or Blizzard games also use a ton of stock sound effects. Like I remember in Warcraft 2,
that one pot shattering sound.
Yeah, I remember in Warcraft 2 there was like basically every single sound effect was a stock sound effect, including like the dragon sound, or the pig noise, that pig squeal noise. You know what I'm talking about, maybe.
Oh, yeah, there's the barrel, the bucketer. Oh, that bucket's full of blood.
It's very weird what things you learn about when you're a Let's Player. You learn about shit like Foley and like stock sound effects and stuff like that.
This place is really complicated.
Morse code. Yeah, this place is a series of tubes. It's based on
Oh yeah,
the
I remember when I
internet.
had to study Morse code to do a fucking video.
Yeah, and it still was a hell of a challenge.
And boy, I'm slowly learning the symbols for all of the planets and horoscopes because of puzzles. Because puzzle games love to make you do all of those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're kind of pretty. They're very identifiable, and you can pick your favorite ones.
Yep. There's a really funny thing where I'm still playing Pathologic, which I've been playing for the last 4 months or something, because it's astonishingly long, and it has 3 campaigns. It's a CRPG with 3 campaigns. It has a really distinctive soundtrack, and I really like the audio design for a lot of the game and stuff like that. But then out of nowhere, you'll hear like the most comical stock voice sounds out of nowhere.
What do you mean? Like, ah! Or what?
Oh god. It's like there's definitely multiple characters that are one step away from being like a Howie Scream or something. But in particular, yeah, this is not fitting in the garbage right now.
I'm kind of amazed at how much of a disaster just throwing this shit away ended up being. Ah!
Oh, it closed. Apparently.
Why?
Like I got
Alright,
a point where
which sound effect? Damn it!
I always end up at a point where I'm just like mimicking the voices because they're so comical. There's a guy that throws fire bombs around. That not only does he have a really weird yell, but he does the yell too fast and too frequently for how long the yell is. So it's like it's restarting
so
at different pitches. It's like resetting over and over again at different pitches, like he's a Minecraft enemy, where it oscillates the pitch. But my favorite thing, though, is you get to a place called the Abattoir, which is where all the slaves were locked up and left to die during the plague. And when you get inside there, normally every zone has a really distinctive soundtrack that's really cool and separate to that place, and I really like listening and learning all the new songs. That one, oh, this is going to be complicated to figure out how to destroy.
It's okay. I think that's good.
Maybe we can
jam
feed it in.
that shit in there.
Feed it in.
Do we
I might have to shoot it with a gun.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to shoot it with a gun.
Yeah.
It is way too Cthulhu-y.
But you get to that one zone, and now the soundtrack is just like a weird high-pitched... There's like one high-pitched note that's kind of meandering around the pitchscape or whatever, just being high-pitched. And then, then this music's just punctuated periodically by various stock screams.
Oh. Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Like, ah!
And there's one yell that I don't know what to call it, but I love it, and I laugh every time I hear it because it's so specific. And oh, that's gone. Cool.
Nice.
I don't know what to call it, but there's a yell that I would describe as being a yell that starts at 11. Like it just goes straight to 11 and then tapers off over the course of it. It's like the instantaneous, like, it's the yell that you cut to when a guy's about to suffer a horrible fate and you see the monster coming, and then it just cuts to, like, a wide shot of, like, the forest, and you never see that guy again, but that scream plays. It's, like, that specific scream.
There's only 2 screams that I can identify via name, and those are Howie and
Wilhelm.
And Wilhelm.
Yeah, that's the problem.
To be fair, both of those are great.
Yeah.
I actually think the Howie scream is way funnier than the Wilhelm scream.
Oh yeah.
For people who don't know what the Howie scream is, have you played StarCraft?
Yeah.
You've heard it.
Yeah.
The Academy building they used to unlock fire bats on the Terran side in the original StarCraft. You click on it, and it just goes. And it's just like, what the hell? Why is clicking on this building? Like, why does it scream in pain? I still don't know why. I don't know why you need to build a college to make flamethrowers, but you fucking do.
Because there's
the original StarCraft.
Chemicals are hard.
Apparently, bullets are easy, but chemicals are hard.
Yeah, you're good. You got it now.
Okay.
Glad you figured it out.
I think that was actually a pretty good Howie Scream impression. I kind of like how that came out.
It's really hard to mimic a Howie Scream without also doing the lame thing where you pretend to scream by whispering.
Oh, like...
Yeah. That's my favorite thing about indie games is when you can tell someone's trying to be a little too quiet in their voice acting because they're like in an apartment or something, and they're doing their indie game voice acting themselves, and so all the voice, all the shouting sounds too much like me when I do shouting when I redo line reads in a house full of people.
Hey, you motherfucker! You don't need to do that thing. Yeah. I'll have you know that that was a really bad thing that you did. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I can't tell how dirty my mop or my bucket is in this setting. Like the goop color is blue.
I was watching some video on World Star Hip Hop, and it was like, you remember that old video where I'm the Juggernaut bitch?
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah.
I actually saw that in the movie before I saw the meme from the actual source material.
Yeah. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Or whatever it was in the
awkward moment when X-Men 3 just uses the meme.
Yeah.
We're in on the joke too, kids.
Anyway, I saw a video on World Star Hip Hop where somebody basically did like a version of that, but with Arthur, and they did like a really like ghetto version basically for whatever that means, but apparently it meant something to these people. So it was very amusing to me because that was happening, but it was only every time somebody said the N-word. It was just like they were speaking at a normal volume, then they said that, and it was a third the volume. And I was like, oh, that's because they're at their apartment and they don't want their mom to come in and yell at them for using the N-word. It was probably the most juvenile thing I've ever seen in my life.
You don't understand, Bird. I'm edgy. My favorite thing is people trying to cuss me out on comments, but then they're self-censoring. But like they're writing the swear, but they're censoring the swear. And I'm like, you could just not write the swear or write the swear, but you're doing the embarrassing thing.
I mean, dude, it's the internet. You can't swear on the internet.
Mom will find out.
Donate? It says fucking donate. The game's giving you subliminal messages to give money to the fucking developers. That's transparent.
How subliminal is it though? Maybe they're just saying donate blood. It's actually yeah, they're just being nice. They want to help the world.
I see. This game is sponsored by Big Blood.
Blood? This is gonna
Soon, the world's blood will be mine.
This was gonna be a really weird day if we played Dawn of War today.
Why?
It already is a weird day, but it would have been more of a weird day. So I spent all morning doing I did a 2-hour Q&A podcast while playing World of Warcraft, which is celebrating its 14th anniversary.
Damn.
While talking the entire time about Halo 2, which is also 14 years old. And then we would have been playing Dawn of War, which is from 2009. But also, between that and now, I've been troubleshooting Uru, which is from 2003.
That's
just a very strange
lot of retro
day.
shit, dude. Yeah. Like you know what I did all day? Was work. Yeah.
Yay! I mean, I worked.
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't even been playing video games today. I've been doing a Q&A and troubleshooting Uru. Because it won't fucking work. Glad we did a whole Kickstarter.
I assume it's a Patreon game, because why the fuck would you be playing Uru?
Because I promised I would do it after the Kickstarter went through, where they were updating them to run for now. I was like, hey, stop nominating these on Patreon, because they're gonna re-release them to be less shitty from modern systems. And that didn't really pay out, because I'm trying to get the game to run still.
I was gonna say, if they try to make it less shitty, I guess they didn't succeed.
Yeah. I'll figure that shit out. I did it all the other times. I ordered physical copies of Myst 3 and 4 to make run. No!
Whoop, sorry. I wasn't paying attention, and I cucked you.
How dare you?
Sorry. You ordered physical copies, like CDs?
Yeah, I have CDs of Myst 3 and 4 with like the giant old PC game cardboard box that they come in.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's what I have on my shelf. It's kind of nice to have. I like having physical media on my shelf sometimes.
Oh, you like CDs?
Kind of.
CDs nuts.
Uh-huh. I was like, I literally don't know how to react to what you're saying, because I know it's bait. I didn't know how dumb the bait was going to be.
How did you know it was bait?
Because you said it that way. You said it in a baity way.
Oh. I'm playing D&D right now with some friends of mine in real life, and we were talking about fighting beholders, and there was a new person in the group that I hadn't really like met or talked to before. So I asked him, he said something really sarcastic and stupid during the topic of beholders, and so I asked him, do you like beholdies? And as soon as I said that, everyone else in the group turned and stared at me, and they said, no, don't. And I couldn't get him to say it. I couldn't get him to say it. He also
Would you like to hold these?
No, it's beholdies.
It was these
but he couldn't.
But hold these nuts.
Hold these nuts.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it. I couldn't pull it off.
You couldn't do it?
However,
when did you get lame?
Anyway, he shops at Aldi's, so I have an amazing opportunity there. I just got to be subtle about it.
To be subtle about it.
Yeah, but I have to just be
right
like,
after you subtly ask him about Updog.
It's gonna be like, oh shit, that's right. So there's this one coworker of mine who
I don't
really
like
likes,
how Updog reminded you of a story.
There's this one coworker of mine who really likes stupid jokes, but also is very, very culturally unaware. And so I can pretty much guarantee with 90% certainty that she's never heard of Henway or Updog. And so the other day I was gonna prank her. I was gonna ask her what her thoughts were on Henway. However, I forgot. But I remembered I was gonna say something, so I thought to myself, like,
started talking?
No, I didn't start talking, but I was thinking to myself, like, okay, when I go in to work, I'm gonna ask her if she likes Aldi's, and then I thought to myself, like, wait a second, is that right? Is that the one I want to say? I was like, I don't think I want to tell my female coworker if she likes Aldi's nuts, but I knew I was gonna say something. So
and you're committed
nothing.
because of a contract you made with yourself, apparently.
No. I just completely forgot. I was like, oh, god damn it.
Found it.
I was like, I don't remember what I'm going to say, but it probably wasn't Aldi's nuts.
I like that you have to backtrack
to
and figure out your own train of thought of the joke you don't have to tell.
I'm just saying, like, when she comes back from New York in a week, I'm gonna ask her what her opinion is on Henway, and I will update everyone when that happens.
Is it gonna be on your calendar?
No.
Bird's list of very professional things to do.
I have everyone has an understanding of my sense of humor at the office. I should regale you all with stories at some point, but I remember.
I don't think I know what Henway is.
Oh, you don't know what Henway is?
No.
You don't know what Henway is? Keith? Keith?
I was thinking of it. And I'm like, what the? I don't.
Keith, you don't know what Henway is? You don't know what Henway is?
If I say it. How is that misconstrued as something else? I don't get it.
I can tell you.
I don't get it. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't get it.
You have to ask.
No.
You have to ask the right way.
No. I am no man's fool. Shit, I did something, didn't I?
You're carrying a box of lag.
Yeah. I've got a box of lag just for you. How do I get more boxes?
No, Keith, I'll tell you. But you gotta ask the right way.
Nope.
You gotta ask.
Nope. Ignorance is bliss.
I guess I'll be over here knowing.
Yeah, enjoy knowing
factoids.
Dumb shit.
Ouch.
Anyway,
what was I saying?
Are there? Is there actually a box dispenser anywhere in this map? Oh, here it is. Beginning.
Yeah, it's where we started.
Yeah. I'm just gonna carry this entire corpse.
Anyway, yeah, like I said, so we have a couple of chat rooms at the office. Oh, thank you for knocking this bucket over and spilling all the shit on the floor.
Well, don't leave it in the way of how people walk if they can't look at their feet.
That is fair, actually. I will grant you that one. I left it in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have a couple of group chats at work, and I have absolutely no capability to censor myself in those group chats. So people have definitely an understanding of what what my mental process is like, we'll say. Let me see. The other day, we were talking about, I don't remember, like the stock market or something like that. And I just responded being like, I've looked at my portfolio in about 10 years. How's my boy Enron doing? And everyone was like, oh no. Very few people knew that I was joking. And they're like, oh, we have really, really bad news for you. But I played along. You know, I played along and I was like, oh, really? What's happening? And then I was like, when they told me the bad news, I was like, okay, well, I didn't have everything in Enron. I diversified. I had my portfolio managed by a guy named Bernie Madoff. They still didn't get the jokes. They were just like, oh no. They're like, you need to pay a lot more attention to the news, man. The only time that they actually caught on that I was joking was
to be like, I don't have stock in the news.
By the time people caught on that I was joking was when I said my great-grandfather had a lot of money in Standard Oil in the 1920s. How are they doing now? That's when people figured out that there was something wrong when I started.
Us. He's doing the prank.
That's when people were like, "Oh, you've never heard of the Great Depression?" And they're like, "Ah, you're full of shit."
From before you. It's literally
for a little while there, people believed, and you know what? It's worth
so much
something.
Gore to carry in this level.
It's worth something to give people that little ray of hope in their lives. Their dim, dismal, shitty lives.
No, it all exploded out. This one has a leg glitch through it.
Uh-huh.
So every time you put it down, it just kicks itself over. It sounds like a feature, not a bug, but it's definitely a bug.
I have a fake leg that kicks itself. Nah. It's like one of those punching clowns that you punch and then it just swings back and knocks you in the face. A thing that I've actually literally only ever seen in video games. I have no idea if that specific thing exists in the real life.
I remember when Michelangelo did it. Oh wait, that was Raphael.
Oh.
And Ninja Turtles 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he was pretending to be the bounce back clown.
Oh yeah.
I had a bounce back like toy. I think it was Stone Cold Steve Austin or something.
But
I think so.
Huh.
It was some 90s wrestler. You'd punch it and it would come back up.
Huh.
It was just the way they make it is it's just an inflatable that's person shaped vertically. Well, not really person shaped. It's person silhouette-ish with a person painted on it.
It's more like a bowling ball with a person's face on it.
Basically, there's just like a bag of sand at the bottom, and that's why that part stays down. And that's all the toy is. Considering I had video games already, it didn't get a lot of use. They really did things backwards when I was a kid. They were like, hey, here's all these video games, cool. Now here's these things called toys. They do nothing. And that was my introduction to toys.
Oh yeah.
Hey, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I listen to your stories.
I'm just picturing you getting like a Nintendo 64 and like a ball and a cup on the same fucking Christmas. and just be like, thanks, Peepaw, for the ball in the cup. I'm gonna really enjoy this between Golden Eyes.
Between Golden Eyes, the many Golden Eyes sequels.
Oh man, I played GoldenEye a couple of, I guess it was a couple of years ago at this point. After, you know, not playing it since I was in middle school, and you know what I learned? That game fucking sucks. It's so bad.
It's an experience going back to those that aiming, figuring out how to make it work.
Can you call it aiming?
It
is
thing.
Unbelievably
It's weird because it auto aims too.
It does auto aim,
it's
but
partially auto aim, but it's
aiming.
also kind of auto aiming when it feels like it. But
yeah.
in particular, the enemies definitely just actually auto aim really well.
Yep.
It was I would say I'd probably have less fun playing GoldenEye on my own, but playing Perfect Dark in co-op and trying to collaboratively beat it on a hard difficulty is really entertaining because you're like solving a puzzle. It feels more like playing a stealth game than many stealth games feel. Like,
why?
You know,
because you're just so limited in resources or something?
Because you cannot handle a direct fight with almost anything. Because they can shoot you directly instantly, basically, and you die almost instantly. And everything else is a little hard to kill, at least. Like, not massively hard to kill, but if they turn around and shoot you, you just die. And the thing is, every level is like a big endurance run of you trying to not die against like 50 enemies. So like every individual enemy is completely capable of killing you on the spot. I had moments where me and Andrew both died to one enemy.
Wow.
It's like, Jesus Christ, because the enemy can just turn around and shoot you to death like almost instantly. So yeah, you're kind of stealthing through, and it feels more like a stealth game than actual stealth games usually do, because so many stealth games have your character's gotten so capable in those games that like, even if everything goes bad, you can just like panic and solve the problem in a sloppy way. But if the moment something goes wrong, you just lose and start the whole mission over in Perfect Dark.
That's neat. I didn't know that.
It was a real...
Actually, I've never played Perfect Dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a good challenge.
Yeah, I've heard just great things about that game over the years, but I've never played it for myself.
Oh, I wonder if there's online multiplayer for the... Oh, but that's on Xbox One when they made the remake.
Yeah.
There's an Xbox One and an Xbox 360, and you don't have either of those platforms, do you?
Nope.
You got so many footprints.
Yeah, I know. I'm just you from the past.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a real challenge. Like, and it's cool because it's old shooters, so you have objectives.
Yeah.
You're not like running. You're not just trying to get from back to front of a level and survive. There's a bunch of tasks you need to do reconnaissance to even learn what the task is and how to do it and stuff like that. That's a cool challenge.
I always thought that the parameter system in GoldenEye and stuff was really, really fascinating. It's not only things that you can do, but like things that you can't do. Like you can't kill X number of civilians when you're going through the downtown of Russia in a tank. That really was like kind of the big one. But I remember, you know what game was really cool with its objectives was Siphon Filter. That was a fairly average game that I didn't like all that much. But
that sounds like a redundant name.
Yeah, kinda.
We need to siphon and filter it.
It was like a PlayStation 1 game.
You know, after with all this smoke in the air, when it comes to the California water supply, we're really gonna have to siphon filter.
Wow, you made that very topical. Good job.
It's all I can think about.
Yeah, on account of the fact that you
I haven't been outside for a week.
Full of death.
I have not been outside for a week because the sky warnings say this is bad for you. It's not it doesn't even say unhealthy. It says hazardous.
Yeah, I've lived through hazardous air conditions, and it's unbelievable. Like, I would walk to work and I'd feel like I'd smoked cigarettes, like 3 of them, by the time I got to the office. Yeah, it sucks. Do you have an air purifier?
Nope.
Well, that would make your life a lot more bearable. Basically, when the wildfires got really bad, I bought an air purifier, and within about 15 minutes of that thing being turned on, I felt like so much better. It really does make a very big difference. So I'd recommend buying one. They're cheap, and they make your life way less shitty.
And all I have to do is either suffer through the air on the way to get there, or get some poor SOB to deliver it in this air.
Yeah, well...
No one wins.
I mean...
I hit the guy with the mop and he
capitalists
exploded.
win.
Capitalism doesn't care if you can breathe.
Yeah, kinda.
Aw. Sadness.
Eh. As long as you're, you know, if you are a capitalist, then it ain't that sad. As they always say, the problem with capitalism is there aren't enough capitalists.
You mean if you're winning capitalism?
Yeah. I intend to win capitalism.
Oh boy.
And I'm not gonna let any son of a bitch stand between me and
we're just talking about capitalism, and I'm pressing the button /matic and an arm comes out, and I'm like, ah, commentary.
The best part of capitalism is the human suffering. Wouldn't you agree?
And monetizing it. Specifically monetizing it. No! At least it was clean.
What did you fuck up?
I just dipped my bucket. I just got...
Oh, I see.
I looked down.
Yeah, at least it wasn't. At least it wasn't like full of gunk crap.
Yeah, I looked down a little bit and it tipped over. I'm like, no. Jesus Christ! Half of these are in buckets.
Yeah.
This is the highest ratio we've ever seen.
I'll probably beat capitalism, but I don't think I'll 100% it. I'm trying to speedrun capitalism right now. That's really funny, by the way.
Oh boy.
That is very funny. Yeah, I mean, you can always New Game Plus capitalism. I mean, you can't. You can have a kid and they can New Game Plus capitalism. You play it
Inheritance.
And then, yeah, and then you give it to your kid, and then you hope they don't like ruin your save file, basically.
Oh my god. Oh, what? You're a designer. Make a video game where every time you play the game, you're playing somebody else's New Game Plus, where you inherit whatever the fuck economic system they left their character in when they finished their game.
That sounds awful. That sounds just atrocious.
I'm a genius. I'm Hideo Kojima.
I remember, that's actually relatively common with certain games on, like, something awful. Have you heard of Boat Murdered?
Nope.
You've heard of Dwarf Fortress, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's like an ASCII game that's incomprehensible. Yep.
So there's an old thread on something awful, where they made a town, and the premise was that they would just everybody would play it for a month and then pass it off to the next person, and whatever state the town was in was whatever you got, and there was no restrictions, so it didn't matter how good or bad you were allowed to play Boat Murdered. So the town was called Boat Murdered, and
that's a weird name for a town already.
Basically, by like month 7 of the game, the town was in the state that you'd expect it to be by like day 5. It was just so poorly managed and just a nightmare monster all of the time. And people thought that the town was gonna, you know, if you die in the game, like if you lose the town, it goes away for forever. So people thought that Boat Murdered was gonna last for like maybe like 3 players before it was gone. But it lasted for like 4 in-game years, which was astounding. By a lot of luck and a lot of random circumstances, it managed to barely hold itself together. So, yeah. Somebody already did that concept, of course.
Yeah.
But they didn't make a whole game out of it.
No.
That would be very funny.
Oh, have I told you my Hitman idea that I was thinking of for a playthrough?
Yeah.
I was thinking of an idea of a co-op Hitman playthrough, which of course it doesn't support co-op, but it's more like the idea of the whole point of the game is the variety of ways you take out each target. So my idea was to group up with a second person, and we just take turns watching the other one play Hitman, where every level's beaten twice because each person gets a different outcome.
Oh, okay. That does sound kind of fun. It's just because Hitman itself is really, really fun, so...
Yeah.
It's just an excuse to play Hitman and watch somebody else play Hitman.
Yeah, and have like the back and forth of two different people's play styles in one playthrough.
Yeah. And then for the audience, they get to see... they just get to watch, like, a lot of Hitman.
Yeah. Because the alternative is, like, the idea of, like, one person beating a level once... either beating every level once, which isn't really quite the point, or being like, now I will force myself to find a different outcome, which is slightly less natural than the idea of having two different people play it, which just seems like a good idea.
And it also is a lot less mentally taxing, takes a lot, it'll be a lot faster, etc. There's a lot of strength to that idea.
I also had the idea of getting a group of 4 people together to play Heavy Rain, where a different person plays each character.
Oh, jeez. Just see what weird ending you get at the end of that.
And I'd have to be the detective because I already know the story. But so the hard part's finding 3 people that don't know the story of Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
And are
I actually don't know a lot of the details of the story. I know the start and the end and kind of the middle.
Because that's that multiplayer feature is actually a feature in Beyond Two Souls. In Beyond Two Souls, one of you can play as the girl and one of you can play as the ghost on the same console. It's an actual multiplayer mode where the 2 controllers have separate controls. And it isn't like a weird challenge mode a YouTuber makes up. But that was the only one. They didn't bring it back for the game where they made, like, they didn't bring it back for Detroit.
Apparently the Splinter Cell games kind of play like what you're describing with Hitman.
Yeah?
And those games were really, really good. I love the Splinter Cell games for the PC and stuff like that. They were hard, and if you play them now, they're incredibly clunky, but they were cool.
Yeah, I only ever played Double Agent.
Yeah,
which is like 4 or something. It's when they stop numbering them, which is usually 4.
Yeah. I remember playing,
usually Revelations is 5. Usually 4 is when they stop numbering it, and then 5 is when they stop is when they give up, and they call it Revelations.
Man, Ubisoft has made you a very bitter person.
They didn't even have to make it that far for some of them. Assassin's Creed 1's PSP port was called Revelation. The second Assassin's Creed game, it was called Revelation already. I knocked over my bucket. Damn it.
Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Dead on the ground.
Bucket's a cuck. I like
that
my mental image of what that song is nothing like what the actual song is like.
Question.
I actually watched it.
What the fuck is a mental image of a song?
The version in my head is different from the version that I actually ended up finding when I actually watched it after last session. I looked
doesn't it just go like, I missed the bucket, put your balls in my
Well, first of all, it's a children's toy, so it's like the usual, like,
hi, Mr. Bucket!
Really?
Yeah.
No. I
Collect
thought it was
all
like...
the balls!
No. It's not a gremlin. It's got it. I thought it was a Mr. Bucket. I thought it was like a really deep, like, goofy voice.
Red roses too. Mr. Bucket.
I'm Mr. Bucket. Red balls in my top. Alright, anyway.
Where'd that bucket come from? Weird tablet. Alright. I don't understand what you mean, though, when you say that Splinter Cell plays like that.
I don't know. I'm just passing on a message from my chat. You call my chat a liar? Fuck you.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think there was, like, a hot seat mode for Splinter Cell, which is what I'm describing, where you just take turns watching each other play.
And you called my chat a bitch.
I know Splinter Cell had a really cool asymmetric multiplayer mode.
Why are you not listening to me?
Because you're not saying things that make sense. These are really shiny hallways we're making, by the way. This is a satisfying...
Yeah, they're very clean.
It's satisfying to clean this place by comparison because it ends up shiny. God damn it, it's another leg. Give me a bucket.
Yeah, it does, like, the floors of this room in particular are, like, very reflective and fun.
Yeah, even the hallway is, like, reflecty.
Yep.
And so on.
And it's, like... not like that photorealistic reflection that we get nowadays. This is very, very outdated kind of looking reflections, but it feels very fun.
Yeah.
So and like satisfying to look at.
I'm just sitting here mopping these rooms, even though all the gore is still in them, just to clean. Because it's still better.
Yeah. What were we saying about, okay, so, couple topics.
Yeah, we've been juggling things. I'm lost.
Yeah. I want to hear your mental image of Mr. Bucket.
Well, it's the one we've been doing the whole time.
What do you think versus the reality?
It's the one we've been doing the whole time. I also didn't actually know what Mr. Bucket was as a toy. I just heard the quote from elsewhere, and it just got stuck in my head, and I kind of lost track of the entirety of like what the actual Mr. Bucket thing was, which is like a shitty little.
Don't remind me. It's like a toy that he like he's on wheels and he like rides around, right? And then you're supposed to collect all the balls in the room and put them in the top, and if you collect all of your colored balls, you win.
Yeah, and it has a little, and because there's always the weird, like vaguely sexual element in children's things that you always like, oh come on, they knew what they were doing, right? He's got a weird, like open O mouth, and it's spitting out the balls one by one.
Yeah. Why did you say always? Like, it's inevitable. Every children's toy.
There's so many toys that have really confusing design elements where you're like, why did they do that? Like the isn't it Link that has like the giant butthole on his doll or something? Or is that his is it his amiibo? Was it that one?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like the place where he would
if
go.
I Google Link's giant butthole, what am I gonna find?
I'm thinking of like Link or Luigi or something has like a peg that holds him on his pedestal, and it's just like means inserting a giant thing into his butt. Ultimately, because that's just what it's shaped like.
Well, I know what I'm Googling in, well, whenever there's a lull in the conversation.
I Googled Snarf after the last conversation.
Yeah, and you gave me, like, buff,
yeah,
like, giant
that was
Snarf.
not Rule 34. That was in engine.
Yeah.
that was a screenshot from the show where the show actually did do a giant buff Snarf. And I'm like, well, that makes it easier.
it is canon
now they have
that
source
Snarf
material.
can apparently
Snarf does lift.
Yeah, Snarf squats. Yeah.
Snarf.
There's sometimes like a lot of vaguely sexual things in children's media and or toys, like Misty.
just the concept of Misty.
Just Misty, you know? Even as a little kid, I was like, wow,
that's a lot of legs.
Misty seems very inappropriate.
Did you just throw a cup at me?
Well, I don't have a disposal.
They come from
I'm
down
in the room
there.
with the disposal thing, so fuck you.
I was like, what is he doing?
Preemptive fuck you.
Preemptive fuck you?
Yeah.
Is this a new or a dirty bucket?
That is a new bucket.
I can't tell because every bucket looks dirty all the time. I'm taking your bucket.
That's fine. There's only one.
There's actually nothing to clean over here.
Yep. Oh, but there's a ton over here.
Yep.
This is a whole hallway of we haven't taken care of this shit yet.
You know what? I'm just gonna clear out all the boxes and take them downstairs. Roll for me. These boxes like blatantly block this damn hallway.
Yep.
And it's like annoying to walk in and out of here.
Who do you think is sexier, Brock or Misty?
Oh my god! What was that?
I don't know.
I just saw eternity.
Oh yeah, I've seen that happen in this level. Because I have played this level once before. Sometimes it glitches the fuck out.
I picked up a box. I turned this corner like this. The box got stuck on the wall. Then so then when I went this way, the box rubber banded around behind me and caught up with me from behind. So it propelled me down this hallway at 50 miles per hour, and I just was on the ramp all of a sudden.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
And I was like, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, I remember I clipped through like walls and stuff like that when I was playing this one back in the day. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. What? Ah, you did it to me.
You've been boxed. Oh god. Physics.
All right. Fuck, marry, kill.
Kill Ash.
Obviously.
How
did you know?
because you already said most of it.
I know. But you didn't let me have fun.
It's obviously kill Ash.
Alright.
And you obviously marry Brock. This is an easy question.
Okay, fair point. Fuck, marry, kill...
Brock
Naruto.
and Cook.
What?
Brock and Cook.
Yeah, I guess that means that he, of all three of them, has the most life skills.
Yeah.
Alright.
There you
Fuck,
go.
marry, kill... Naruto. Naruto. Again. And... one of the JoJos. Take your pick.
I don't know
Whichever
any
one.
of the JoJos.
Oh.
I've never seen JoJo. It was only this year I finally saw the actual Dio scene, which was a really confusing context to find out about what the Dio scene is. It's like a fighting over who kisses somebody, and I'm like, that's not what I expected at all. It's like, oh,
I haven't seen that.
It's like, what's the master plan?
I actually bailed on watching JoJo about 80% of the way through because I just could not handle it anymore.
And that still wasn't Dio yet? How late is that?
I mean, I watched so much JoJo for such a short period of time that I probably saw that and didn't even register it.
Are you talking about all of the JoJos or just one of the JoJos? Because there's like
all of them.
Because they're all shows. They're like separate shows, basically, right?
Every season is kind of its own arc, if that's what you're saying.
So you must have already seen the Dio thing then. Yeah.
Probably.
So everyone's always like, it was me, Dio, all along.
There's so much weirdness to begin with.
But the Dio scene is just that somebody, like, there's some girl and Joe wants to kiss them, but then Dio kisses them first.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the first. That's like the first episode.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you hear about it all the time, the quote, and you're like, you just want to know what's this context for this like master plan he must have had that he unveils in that moment where it was him all along. But it's just, all it did was kiss a girl sooner. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand how
forgot
this is even the plot.
The very first arc is really dumb. But anyway.
Tentacle.
Yeah, I gave up on anime around the time I got medicated.
I gave up on
I was
anime.
like, yeah, I got medicated and I was like, oh shit, I can't enjoy anime anymore. And then that was it. I watched one episode of JoJo and I was like, oh, I guess this isn't for me.
See everyone, there's hope. Anime can be cured.
All you need to do is take Ritalin, and then anime will leave you alone. Yeah, these hallways are great for dumping the contents everywhere.
Do we need to check Andrew for ADHD?
I don't know what the hell Andrew has, but he doesn't need a psychiatrist. He needs a fucking priest.
Hey, we can cure Andrew's anime. We can do it. What?
Did you just run off with the bucket?
No, I'm grabbing boxes to bring down. They're in the way of that hallway.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just
I've
just been
fucking knocked over the
here.
bucket.
Yeah, you did just now, like a coward.
No. All right. I was gonna say we should keep a bucket down here so that when the disposal bin thing inevitably barfs up body parts, we can clean it up really easily.
Tentacle. 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 I just read 2 Neil Gaiman Cthulhu stories.
I thought you were saying fuck, marry, kill, tentacle, tentacle, and tentacle.
Tentacle and tentacruel.
Tentacle, tentacruel, and kabutops.
Fuck 'em, gotta fuck 'em all. Gotta fuck 'em all. 34.
What's the 34th Pokemon? Is it Nidoqueen?
Aren't they like the last ones before 150? Or am I just thinking?
know.
Or am I just thinking that because of Pokemon Monopoly?
Pokemon number 34. Pokemon number 34 is Nidoking. Holy shit!
Oh boy! I mean, there's probably a lot of him. He's already humanoid. That just makes it easy.
All right. We're looking up Nidoking.
It must be easier to make Rule 34 of Digimon than Pokemon because Digimon's really unimaginative, so they're almost all humanoid already.
Yeah.
I've been into that with people before, where like that discussion of like how like Pokemon get shit for having like a Garbomon or whatever the fuck, but like fucking Digimon's so lazy that everything evolves the same number of times basically, and like the first stage is just a stuffed animal, the second stage is the only cool one, and the third stage is always an action figure, because the entire show is branded around being toys. So stage 1 and 3 are easily fit into categories of marketable accessories you can sell, and only stage 2 is kind of cool.
I looked up Nidoking Rule 34, and I found, well, okay, so
exactly
it's a really
buff
humanoid Nidoking sitting on, I think, a stack of logs with a huge cock of a cock, wearing like a diaper, talking to a Nidorino who is not as ripped as the Nidoking, but still packing some heat, if you know what I'm saying. And the Nidoking is giving advice to the Nidorino, and he says, and I quote, "Don't try to evolve too fast, Nidorino. When you get older, people just want to see you naked."
And he's wearing a diaper?
He's wearing effectively a diaper. I don't know how else to describe it.
So so the first result you got was a meta commentary about how much Rule 34 there is of that exact character, like I said.
Yeah. Apparently,
we found a trope.
We found a trope that there's apparently just ass loads of Nidoking.
I want to see a graph of how much porn there is per Pokemon of the first 150. Like, what's the hot spot? What has the least? What has the least porn? Is it Goldeen?
Dugong maybe?
It's gonna be a boring, legless water Pokemon.
But not Dratini or Dragonair, because you can make some real interesting porn with those.
Oh yeah, and the Diglett porn makes itself.
Oh yeah, Diglett. Have you ever seen that comic of the Diglett versus the Lickitung?
I've seen the comic. I've seen the image of the Diglets being really muscular underneath the ground.
Oh, that one's great. There's so many though that are like that. Now, there's this comic of Diglett fighting a Lickitung, and it just says in the first panel it's like it's like the Game Boy like fight screen. It just says like Lickitung used lick, and it's 2 panels of the tongue approaching the Diglett. Getting closer and closer, and the Diglett starts blushing. And then in the last panel, the tongue hits the Diglett, and like the Diglett has that weird photorealistic face, and it's just like clearly like having like an orgasm. And in sparkly text, it just says it's super effective.
Oh, super effective, Bacana.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
No.
Oh, no.
With a hand sticking out.
Also, I think you meant to say senpai instead of Bacana.
I don't know what words mean.
Because you just said it's super effective and possible.
Oh, I love this. I like this visual.
What?
It's burning with the hand sticking out of the bucket, so it looks like I just killed the gremlins.
Oh yeah, what do you know? That looks awesome.
Oh wait, I don't want a bucket. I just called for a bucket. I'm like, wait a minute. I want other bucket.
Mr. Bucket wants you.
You can't have me. Too expensive.
Oh. I find that hard to believe.
I'm talking about, sponsorship deals. Ha ha ha, creating content. I still get jumpy. I get emails about sponsorships, and I'm just like jumpy about the whole concept.
You get emails about sponsorships?
Yeah.
What are you sponsoring?
Garbage.
Oh. Yeah,
Part of it is that I don't think that I can give a return on investment that's valuable. So even just from the get-go, I'm already like, I'm pretty sure that this is a spam email about sponsorships where they just cast a wide net and don't actually check who they're messaging.
Probably.
Because they will not want to pay me for anything, because I will not make them money at my scale.
True, true.
Must bring bucket. I like going.
The only person that I've ever seen do sponsored content that didn't feel unbelievably fake was God damn it!
Yeah, that was a weird glitch out moment that just happened.
That was really strange. Is Pro Jared. Because he did, what is it? Not, that thing that delivers food to your house, but you have to cook it afterwards.
Blue Apron.
Blue Apron. I was thinking Blue Origin. I'm like, that's not
the
quite
sponsorships are clearly working because I fucking know the name of all of the sponsored things.
Yeah.
Nature Box and Casper Mattress.
Yeah. Purple Mattress too. That was a big one.
Was it? I never heard of that one.
Oh no, Purple just did a bunch of advertising. It didn't actually do any
Cool, that
sponsorships.
torso's the entire box.
Audible. An Amazon company.
An Amazon company.
Every single time.
Sponsored on Twitch. An Amazon company.
There was I like Pro Jared's Blue Apron sponsorships because it shows him actually cooking and eating this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, he actually seems like he genuinely likes this product.
That's how they get you.
I know. But what I'm saying is he is probably the most effective person I've ever seen at doing sponsored content as a result.
The more trust you get, the more angry people get if something goes wrong. Like the Philip DeFranco situation with BetterHelp.
Oh yeah, that's pretty terrible though. Granted, the only context I have on BetterHelp is Batbeard's video, so I'm not sure if I'm getting a real full story here.
Did you watch it?
I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, It's weird when you see one of your friends become a rage tuber.
A rage tuber?
Like, I don't know how else to describe it.
This is what I'm mad about today. Death metal sounds playing.
Yeah. Like, he speaks with a lot of passion and a lot of heart and a lot of topics, but I am just always a little bit stunned at how much of his content he ends up... And I don't want to talk about him behind his back. But it's just like... a lot of his videos lately are just like about YouTube controversies, and I don't get it. I don't get YouTube controversy at all.
I saw a video that was so many layers deep of just bile that I was like, I need to process this, and I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Escape. Because like what happened?
You were like, I want to see the video that's the rabbit hole of YouTube anger.
That went so bad. Shit. Cause like, I Hate Everything made a video defending The Last Jedi, and then Rags made a video yelling at him over that for some reason. And then somebody else, The Right Opinion, made a video yelling at Rags for yelling at I Hate Everything. And then fucking Rags and Mahler got together to make hours of podcasting about the response to the Rags video. And I'm like, motherfucker, this well is too deep. It's just one movie. It's one movie. Holy shit, guys. And this is all spawned by a video from I Hate Everything that's like 15 minutes long. The fucking Rags video, I think, was hours long or something, because there always are, or him and Mahler always are. Then the Right Opinion video was 2 hours. I just Googled the name of the Right Opinion video, and I got in the results the response videos from Rags, which were totaled to like 6 hours or something. And I'm like,
jeez. This
is all about I Hate Everything making a video where he was like, calm down, the movie's fine, is like most of the video. And I'm like, I don't understand. Everyone's just yelling in a circle. And I realized the reason why the outrage makes no sense, like the scale of it makes no sense, is because those are channels that just profit off of doing that.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a matter of whether or not it's a reasonable response. It's just how they make their money and get their views. So they just will do it. Just go and go.
I feel like, you know, He and what was the other one? One Under Grade A or something like that.
What?
Got really, really big by talking about YouTube controversies. And I'm just like, that is the most strange.
What are you saying?
He Productions, Ethan Klein. He.
Oh, H3H3.
H3H3.
No one ever has called it he before.
I know.
I was like, what? Are you okay?
I was trying to fuck with you just a little bit.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I was like, at first they said ehe. I'm like, oh, I hate everything.
No.
That made too much sense.
H3 and 1 under grade A got like really
What is 1 under grade A? What are you talking about?
I think that's what the name of this channel was.
Is there really a channel called 1 under grade A? Like it's a fucking Kingdom Hearts sequel?
1 under
Kingdom Hearts Birth by Fleet 1 under grade A days over 365.
Okay, it's called grade A under A. I apologize, I'm not quite right.
I've never heard this channel, I guess. I guess it's just the end. It's the only comment I can say. Because I was like, who the fuck?
Anyway, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Our
people
beefs
yelling
with every
for
other
money.
YouTuber now.
Yeah. Everyone's yelling at everyone else because it makes them money.
It just makes me think of like 90s rappers with their diss tracks and stuff like that. Like, yo, Keemstar, he's a fucking jabroni.
It's the hate clicks. You gotta get them hate clicks. It's like that thing I retweeted yesterday where it's like, I think it was a photoshopped, I can just look it up actually. There was a thing I retweeted that was just a fantastic little doctored headline for an article. I think it's doctored. Yeah, there it is. It's like a pretend Vice article. It says, "We paid a freelancer to say a thing you like is dog shit because the Google Facebook duopoly ate the whole digital ad market, and now harvesting hate clicks is the only viable business model for online media." It's just the headline of the video of the article.
Wow.
Everyone's gotta get angry. That's how we do it. Yeah, it goes manky and then mongrel and then mangry. I don't know.
Alright. Fuck, marry, kill. Manky, mongrel, and mangry.
We have to figure out who 2 of them are.
Alright, so manky is easy enough. Mongrel is just like it's basically like you take a furry slug, and make it also be like dribbling drool out of its mouth at all times. And then mangry is just like, well, so it went from monkey.
Doesn't Mankey already evolve? And I just can't think of what it is. Oh, primate.
Primate, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, fuck that. We're doing.
Fuck that, marry it and kill it.
we're doing mangry. Which, I guess we went from monkey to slug, so now it's like, I don't know, a Tyrannosaur US Rex. It's the big lizard thing.
Rex.
Yeah. And it's got boobs.
What?
Yeah. Fuck, marry, or kill.
Didn't it already have boobs? It's a mammal.
No, it's a lizard. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Is it a sexual tyrannosaur?
Yeah. Well, I guess you have to fuck that one, pretty much by definition, huh?
Well, no further questions.
Alrighty then. So,
we solved fucking.
Kill. All we had to do was make up a fictional monster, and fucking was solved forever.
We figured out how the internet works. Just make up monsters to fuck.
Huh. Anyway, that was a topic that I'm glad came to an end. What the hell is Detective Pikachu?
Oh, it's a movie coming out. Did you just hear about it from chat or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a live-action Pokemon movie where Pikachu is a detective that speaks English and is voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Speaks English.
Yeah.
So somebody watched Pokemon, and they forgot one of the most fucking distinctive characteristics.
Well, I mean, the gimmick is that it speaks.
Any Pokemon.
And also, fucking Meowth speaks. It's really narcissistic to be like. It's really narcissistic to be like, he's the only one.
He is the only one.
Prove it.
You don't see Mr. Mime, who even has Mr. in his name. Who is basically one step removed from being a people.
Yeah, those are creepy. Those are really creepy Pokemon.
Yeah, Jinx and Mr. Mime are fucking scary. It's kind of like that feeling of, and the weird part is that Mr. Mime like did housework too. Like that was the part that felt like really, really weird. Of like, oh, we have these things that are humanoid.
The humanoid Pokemon.
Yeah, all the others we left alone, but the humanoid ones were like, this one can do my dishes.
This one can carry
like,
a mop.
What the fuck?
This one has human-like intelligence. We better enslave it.
It's like you already live in a world where basically every man is dead. So like, what the fuck?
Non.
Ah man, Pokemon's messed up.
It's a weird universe.
Anyway,
a really weird universe.
Detective Pikachu talks like a detective, and
no, it talks like Deadpool.
Oh.
It's just Ryan Reynolds sounding like Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I mixed
some
it
people
up.
are Patrick Warburton.
This was announced like 6 months ago or something, and ever since it was announced, I made the mistake of thinking Ryan Gosling every time anyone said that, and just had it switched in my head. And only when I saw the trailer did I realize, oh, they've been saying Ryan Reynolds the whole time, and I'm just stupid. Cool.
Yeah. That's a pretty stupid mistake to make. They're very distinct peeps.
Yeah. But yeah,
right.
It looks entertaining.
What's the plot?
I'm more likely to watch it than any of the actual Pokemon movies.
I only saw the first Pokemon movie, and boy, was that one worth seeing for one moment. For one moment. Which is...
The part where Ash died, like we said.
Oh, spoiler alert. But anyway.
Fuck him.
Yeah, the in-universe character canonical answer is kill Ash.
Yeah.
So, there you go. It's not even fanon. It is canon that you're supposed to kill Ash and fuck, marry, kill. Anyway, there was one moment in the first Pokemon movie that I will never forget, and that is that they mentioned the word sex in that movie to refer to the term gender. So it's a dialogue between Jesse and James, and they said something like, Meowth was like, who needs people of the opposite sex when you have each other? The chorus of 7 to 9-year-olds going, ew, that I heard a packed theater, like 100 little kids just go, ew, at the very mention of the word sex, which it wasn't even used in like.
What a genuine age reaction.
Yeah, and like that is burned into my mind as being like the first moment that I saw that I would recognize as cringe. For everyone involved. Nobody came out of that not looking.
Can you cringe at small children?
Yes.
What do they do that's cringeworthy? They just are children.
Right. That's cringeworthy.
Oh, that's the bar we're at now?
I mean...
But there's blood on the ceiling, by the way.
Oh, there we are. I mean, there are subreddits called, like, Children Are Fucking Stupid and Children Falling Over. And they're pretty popular. So, yes, that's the bar room. Alright, I'm gonna use the bullet fixie thing, because I haven't really used it yet in our playthrough. Somebody described this series as watching a pot... Where the hell's the bullet fixie thing?
I've been literally using it, like, right next to you.
Turns out the real Mr. Cuckett was you all along. You son of a bitch. I've been right here. How'd I pick it up?
Your sound must be low if you're not hearing the laser noises.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't hearing them.
Did you destroy the stereo, by the way?
Yeah, a while ago.
Like the moment I turned it on.
Yep.
See,
I mean, I don't even dislike the stereo's music that much. I'm just doing it out of spite.
You just dislike me.
Yeah.
Did you fuck it up?
It looks like
I think you have to wait for like I think you have to wait for it to finish spinning. Like, I think you don't want to hold it down for 3 seconds, and I think you want to wait for it to stop spinning when you're done too, so that doesn't overheat or something. The ragdoll of you throwing it against the wall and it ricocheting off the ceiling.
I'm really not sure how to use this thing.
It's weird. You gotta point it at a decal and just sort of blast it for a few seconds and then let go. If you hold it for too long, it burns. I'm not really sure if it's tied to how long you hold it on that specific location or if it's tied to how long you make the tool spin. I think one longer go is better than feathering it. I don't think feathering it works necessarily. It just bounced off every surface in here.
How do I? There is a bullet hole.
Oh,
like,
this has
right
crates
here,
right here. So this is crate zone right here, bird.
Okay.
This dotted line says crates, so I gotta bring all the crates up here.
All the red ones.
The red ones?
Yeah, it says red. It's red, right? So you put the red crates there.
That's a yellow line.
Oh.
Doesn't say
it's really
a
dark
color
in
on
here.
it though, necessarily.
Alright, well, that's where we put the crates then.
Oh, but you gotta get rid of all the bullets first. So I was waiting on that.
Yeah, there's a couple bullets.
Yeah, do all the bullets. Fucking get on that shit.
Get
it together.
That makes it sound really weird. Yeah, you fill in that hole.
Yeah. You heat that hole to 1,000 degrees Kelvin until it melts out of existence.
That is... Keith, there are children watching.
Yeah, they just had a sexual awakening.
Yeah. Wow, it's like 1,000 kids discovered their fetish for lasers. It's like...
And then were then silenced.
Yeah. In 30 years, they're like laying down with some hottie, and they're like, "Can we use the toys tonight?" And they're like, "All right." And then they pull out a laser pointer. You mean this one? And they point it at the wall and they chase it like a cat. Hot.
I must find every footprint. There's so many, just scattered here and there.
I can't seem to find a whole lot of bullet holes in this level, thankfully.
There's not a ton of them, but they're around. They're also hard to find.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I will leave it to you.
I can't remember which click is which. Shit. Gets ladder over here.
I think green is organic.
It's kind of
stuff.
around here.
Well, we have the plot things. I'm gonna pick these up and cache them in. Like all the USB drives.
It might just be the USB drives. Have you figured out where to put them?
Yeah, it's right here at this intersection.
Ah. I was told that the reason we failed is because we were supposed to do something with the corpses to report on the deaths or something, and when we checked the people out but didn't do some other thing we had to do.
Oh. I didn't, huh?
Nah.
I didn't know that was a mechanic in this game.
I don't know. I mean, we don't really know what any of the mechanics are. It kind of just dumps you in. It's like, don't fuck up.
Yeah.
We'll dock your pay.
That's kind of how life works, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my jobs.
And not even that.
You
it's
missed
like
a bullet hole, you sucker.
It's like you're born, and then somebody's like, "All right, welcome to the world. Don't fuck up."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wait, what? Hold on. I didn't choose. I don't.
Bird,
why am I playing on hard
bullet
mode?"
Holes.
That's because I dropped it and gave up really fast.
I know.
It's over here.
Where's the gun?
It's down over here. I saw that there was effort involved and then I quit. Why is that so hard to understand?
It's incredibly easy to understand. At this point, it's expected.
I'm so tired. I'm really looking forward to being done with my big launch, which I checked in today, so hopefully, as long as no problems arise over the weekend, I'm basically done for the next, like, 2 months with big, heavy lifting at work.
That's cool.
It's gonna be nice. Yeah.
It's hard to tell whether the bullet holes are going away or not sometimes.
Also, there's a big reorg coming up, too, so that's exciting because...
Is that when they fire everyone?
No, that's kinda.
It's like when they launch a video game and then they celebrate by firing all the people.
Yeah, the Telltale method.
Well, that's when you don't make the video game and you just fire everybody.
That was so weird. Like, one week I was like,
Walking Dead,
I haven't thought of
final season. Just kidding.
Yeah, one day I was just like, in my mind, Telltale still exists. I don't think about them, but I know that they're still around. And then another day I was like, oh, Telltale's gone. How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah, but at least all their video games still exist. Oh, their video games don't exist. They're all gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was abrupt. I was kind of planning on doing a gimmick playthrough of the whole franchise when it was over, but now it won't ever be over.
Yeah.
Because I've already played them before, or the first two before, and I haven't played the third one. And the fourth one was coming out. I'm like, I could do a gimmick playthrough. That my idea was to do silent all the way through.
Oh.
Which is that if there's ever a ... response, that's the one you pick. So
I
you just continuously don't say anything through all these increasingly tragic scenarios, or whenever you're like whenever Clementine's going to Lee to confirm him or anything, like you just sit there in fucking silence and don't react and stuff.
I thought you meant you would be silent, like it'd be a long play instead of a let's play.
It's one of the more popular videos on my channel. Is I did a silent playthrough of Firewatch. Which is that if you don't have to respond to Delilah, you don't. So she's just talking at you constantly, and you're not responding, and it makes her sound way more erratic and insane.
You basically Half-Life 2'd the game.
Yeah.
Gordon,
way weirder.
It's so great to see you, Gordon. Yeah, there was a that's why they
oops.
Half-Life 2, like,
Gordon Freeman.
That's why basically there was only one moment in the entire game where there was only you and one other character. It worked in every other scene because there was always like 3 people to talk to each other.
Yeah, they're all talking to each other and you're just there.
Yep.
And those 3 people were the 3 scientist models from the first game, but now they're all characters and there's one of them.
Yeah.
How are you
good
making,
to see you, Gordon.
How are you making new footprints? Where are they coming from?
I don't know. Good to see you, Gordon.
How are you doing it?
Well, it's much nice seeing you here instead of back at Black Mesa.
Black Mesa, Black Mesa, Black Mesa, Black Mesa. Just constant references to this place I never visited because I never played the first one. Like, shut up about Black Mesa.
And then Barney's like...
Then you finally play Portal and they reference Black Mesa. I'm like, I swear to God.
I think the first game was really good at the start, but boy, does it get really uninteresting after a little while. But it's also really old, so who gives a shit, right?
Does it actively have like any kind of story, I wonder?
Oh, it has a ton of story. It's actually quite good.
I'm a blank slate for Half-Life 1. I have no idea what happens in that game. Except for that the aliens show up.
A lot happens. A lot of stuff is kind of, how should I say, soft retconned. I don't know how to describe it. Like, there was a pretty distinct plot in Half-Life 1.
In a world that's no longer canon.
In Half-Life 2, they used basically every single plot thread except for the main couple. They didn't contradict anything that happened in Half-Life 1, but they didn't continue anything that happened in Half-Life 1. So that's why I say it's like a soft retcon of basically like, oh, the first story had all these things, but it was really about this. Like, it's a very, very weird way to put it, I think, but I don't know. That's the way that I think about it.
Ugh. Physics.
They never explicitly said, like, this does not apply anymore. But they sure did say this is really, really unimportant now.
but they set up an important precedent that episodic games have taken on ever since then, which is to end on a cliffhanger and then never make more episodes. Which that's happened.
Yeah.
That's one of the most influential. That was amazing.
That was fucking great.
You might say that's the most influential thing that Blizzard Valve's ever done is set that trend up, because I've done that. I've seen that ending in like 10 games now. Is when an an episodic game ends on a cliffhanger and then they never make another episode. Just still waiting on Albino Lullaby and Walking Dead.
I think that the probably the most influential thing that Half-Life gave us was the gravity gun.
The gravity gun. I still want to play a game that's just called 3. That's the third game in both the Half-Life and Portal franchises, where you have a gravity gun and a portal gun.
I mean, that's what episode 3 was supposed to be like, but they never finished it.
Yeah, I just want a Half-Life third episode where you are fighting the Combine and shit, but you have a portal gun.
I mean, there are custom maps that are like that, and they're fucking bad.
But it's not real. I want the fictional concept of a Valve that's not even real anymore to make the game that I'll never have. That's the depressing thing, is whenever you think about a game that you want, that you've been waiting for more of, or some sort of follow-up on from like 10 years ago, and you want to know like what, and you like hope one day that'll happen, like that group of people doesn't exist anymore ever. Those people do not collectively work at the same company anymore, and that company does not have that work culture, and that's true for like every company. So like, the game that as you love it will never happen anyway.
Damn.
It's like the weirdness of wanting a sequel to Beyond Good and Evil like 20 years later. It's like, made by who though? Like collectively, how does that project work?
Isn't there supposed to be a Psychonauts 2?
Yeah.
Isn't basically the only person that's still going to be working on that, like,
Schafer?
designer guy? Yeah, Schafer.
I assumed Schafer's on it, otherwise why would anyone greenlight it?
It's a Double Fine game, so I think that he's on it.
He's the only person that has to work
Double
there.
Fine. Yeah.
It has to be at least Tim Schafer, bare minimum.
Yeah.
Jack Black in a pinch. We just take a Jack Black and just shake him and don't tell anybody, but they might not notice that like it's not Tim Schafer.
Somebody in my chat says that Albino Lullaby is eventually coming. They played a build of it at their friend's house and they recorded dialogue for it. Their friend is a project manager for Law. I find
it's really specific
all
and
of
unnerving.
Yeah. I find almost all of that very hard to believe, but I also don't really, like... I guess I'll believe you.
And that friend was Albert Einstein.
That friend, Ape Law.
It's really specific.
Yeah.
Oh, that's technically possible.
Yeah.
The moment Albino Lullaby episode 2 comes out, then I just switch the gear over to waiting for episode 2 of The Uncertain, which has a surprisingly fitting name given the lack of sequel episodes to that game. Because I'm really uncertain whether there's ever going to be a second fucking episode of that game.
Bazinga! That's the hottest take.
My playthroughs of episodic games have not been going great.
Yeah.
Then there's stuff like The Council, which is putting in episodes out at a decent pace, but because they come out so sporadically, I have to re-find an opening in my schedule to play The Council 5 separate times, because it's 5 separate episodes, and that's not great. That's not a great thing to manage on your channel. There's even more crates by the incinerator. We're actually running out of space to stack them in. Mostly because it's impossible to stack them in this game as well as you would in real life, because physics is bizarre.
I don't know. Have you seen my crate stacking abilities? Pretty shitty. That's fairly emulative of what my crate stacking is like.
A bunch of weird diagonal shapes.
Yeah. Before I was on Ritalin, after I got on Ritalin, I threw out a stack of paper on my desk. That was some homework from 2013.
Oh boy.
That's what my organization skills were like.
I still have a lot of my homework from school, but I think that's because a lot of it was... I have a lot of my reports. So I was like, but that took work. And sometimes I revisit them, like when I go do an entire rant about the domestication of wolves in the middle of a Zelda Let's Play. I was like, I wrote a paper on this. I could just recite that paper for commentary.
That's self-plagiarism.
What?
That's self-plagiarism. Ah! Dead.
You died? Oh no! I skated through this bucket. In reaction to your corpse, which I think... Do I have to clean your corpse up? Oh, no. I don't. I'm gonna mop it.
Yeah, haven't you ever heard of the concept of self-plagiarism?
I think I've heard the phrase before, but is it actually... Does it mean anything?
Yep. So, there's actually a very kind of famous case of this one guy who I think he was a country artist.
Into the fire. I'm gonna Sweeney Todd you.
He was a country artist for like Atlantic Records or something like that, and then he decided to break his contract with Atlantic and like go independent. And so he starts writing a bunch of songs that are really similar to the songs that he used to write. He starts writing a bunch of songs that are really similar to the songs that he used to write when he was with Atlantic. And Atlantic sues him and says, like, we own your old songs. You're plagiarizing yourself.
Oh, that's like the Oculus lawsuit.
Yeah. And the Atlantic won. So you can indeed plagiarize yourself.
So my college is going to sue me for doing commentary?
Yep.
They don't own my papers. They're not even published. They're not published master's theses things. They're literally just things that were graded.
Yeah, if you ever talk about El Nino on one of your playthroughs, your college is going to be like, you wrote a paper in the 5th grade on El Nino.
If I want to throw my college papers on Patreon as a perk, my college can't get me. They can't cease and desist me.
What fucking perk would be, like, your essays? It's literally like, read my essays if you pay me enough money.
Yeah.
That's called being an essayist.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be an essayist?
I'm already a professional entertainer.
Essayist
and media commentator.
Yeah.
I can flex this fucking resume in all sorts of bullshitty ways.
Hey, yeah, you're a professional Morse coder.
Yeah, I've done Morse code professionally. I made at least $1 on that.
That's good. I think I made 20 cents on you doing that, so
yeah.
Thanks.
See? That's collaboration. I've helped the economy. I've made other people money with my Morse code. Including the makers of Keep Talking and Nothing Explodes.
Yeah, turns out we're all connected. You're part of the global economy.
Oh shit.
Turns out we're all
This is impossible.
I fucking love this. Let's not try any harder.
This is impossible. There's no way you can stack all these in there. There must be categories of crates or something that we're missing.
That's what I told you. I think we only put the red crates in there. But
which ones are red? Are any of them
They're
red?
They're the red ones. Shit, I found the yellow crates. They go into this corner. We took yellow crates out of this corner. This is going in the red crate corner. I don't care.
You're physicsing
me. Coming with me.
You're just carrying me with you now.
Wow.
I'm gonna hit mine on this
I'm mostly impressed by how consistent you are coming with me.
Yeah, I got hit on the low ceiling. That was crazy. That was like the physics that goes into like the Subnautica submersibles.
Yeah.
What does this one say?
Alrighty. Well, you didn't call the crate stackers union. You want the crate stacked? Call those guys. Fuck you.
This is barrels.
Well, yeah. I don't care about the barrels. I would rather just say we did good enough and call it for the night.
Nope.
Personally.
Barrels.
What? Barrels.
Yeah,
barrels.
They're gonna be even harder because they roll.
It's gonna be harder for you.
Because you're just gonna throw them in this direction.
Fucking course I am.
Every time I bump into this damn medical thing, it opens. Which I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
which
I think lowers our score, because then it's not closed.
Yeah, we have to close them. What are the hexagonies? Are those supposed to go somewhere?
I don't know what those are.
Or not? They're not hexagons, but
I don't know. They're like mines.
Yeah. What are the gons?
I don't understand. I don't know.
I don't know.
They're just weird. I mean, they're designed by assholes. So what if we made a crate that was an asshole?
Not gonna lie, it is extremely fun to just chuck barrels down that hallway.
Yeah. Is this the first session where we realized the bizarre impact that a carried object has on the other player?
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
I just carry you around and you just lose agency. like you just go in that direction for a while.
Keith,
and,
watch.
And there's no physics to it either. I gotta get out of the way if I'm gonna watch. Yeah, I gotta get out of the way if I'm gonna watch. Yeah.
It just goes all the way to the back of the hall. It's so fun.
All the puppetry that went to that one, what was it? That is like an Adult Swim show where everyone was a toy. And it was stop motion.
Robot Chicken.
It's like, and the Incredible Bulk, and it was just like a naked dude.
Robot Chicken.
Is that Robot Chicken?
That's the one where everyone's a toy, yes.
Well, no, not that one. It was an older show. It was like around the time we were getting like, oh no, Mr. Bill, and shit like that. Which was a whole show about nothing.
I don't remember what you're talking about, but I know Adult Swim, and Adult Swim has had some real shit shows.
And also some shit shows.
Ha ha ha!
Ha ha! Too many cooks. You just had to put that box. You had to put that box in the worst place in the entire place.
I didn't put it anywhere. I stepped on it and tripped on it, and it wound up in the hallway. Why is this the barrels corner? Because there's a thing on the floor that says barrels. Apparently, according to Keith.
You could always look at it.
I could do lots of fucking shit.
Make this shit a peer-reviewed study.
No. Then I'll get wrapped up in your self-plagiarism. Anyway, what was I gonna say?
It is not moral.
I like how Adult Swim at this point, basically a third of it is Seth MacFarlane shit.
Is it Adult Swim? Which isn't even originally his. Like that's not even the original network, so it's just embarrassing then.
Yeah, a ton of
our network is just reruns of another network shows.
A ton of Adult Swim is just like Family Guy and
syndicated shit.
And
listen, Venture
American
Brothers
Dad
and
stuff
Venture Brothers only makes a season like every 5 years.
Yeah, but what a hell of a season.
Oh, Adult Swim, the channel that introduced me to anime.
Oh yeah, who didn't love watching Cowboy Bebop on Adult Swim?
I watched way worse shit than that. I should have been watching Cowboy Bebop. I was like watching like Dot Hack, Sign, and Wolf Rain.
Oh,
which I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Wolf Rain and Dot Hack Sign basically don't have endings.
Yeah, both of them
they both just like peter out, and then there's a picture of God or something, and then credits. Like,
yeah, but like,
fuck it, fuck narrative. Who cares?
You could have been watching Cowboy Bebop, which both has a great story and some amazing anime tits. just some of the best, dude. And you didn't get either. You didn't get either.
Fucking up the box more.
I'm not doing anything. The box is just the box.
Evo.
I love checking the
We'll just say that we stacked them all correctly the first time, and then there's an earthquake.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh no, how'd that happen? That's crazy.
It's just, oh wow, so weird.
Wow. Man.
Amazing cuck came through here.
I guess chat's saying that Sony won't be in E3. Maybe E3 will just die now.
Yeah,
it's already kind of pointless.
Yeah, I was gonna say, E3 and a lot of those cons are just so pointless at this point. Ha.
It's not even developer specific anymore because they just let normies in.
Normies.
Yeah. I don't think there's a hexagon turn-in location.
Nope. All right, I'm gonna start reading some plot.
Yeah.
It's always the same, cleaning up sea creature turds all goddamn day long. Some are slimy and sticky, others are slimy and chunky, some are just plain nasty. I had so much hope when I signed up for that damn space work recruitment program. See, space, they said. Feel like a man, they said. Hell, I'd have done anything to get off of Earth, but I never imagined this would be an option. How did my life come to this? And when that goddamn monster stopped banging on the hole, shut up. Well, goddamn company. Once again, I'll miss little Johnny's smile as he opens his present this year. I've been forced to remain in this hunk of metal under the sea. I don't even know what the hell we're doing down here. I know one good thing, though. Whatever it is can't be good. Wow, I'm getting a little dyslexic. Sorry about that. I've got glimpses of weird shit through the viewing windows. Indigenous sea creatures, maybe? I don't know. I keep hearing something big knocking on the hole. I swear, something is out there. Yeah, there's a Cthulhu out there.
Yeah. There's 1.5 Cthulhus.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's been 2 months since we discovered what we're calling Specimen X, a fascinating marine life form that inhabits this planet's oceans. We were unable to determine the sex of the specimens. Ew! Which led us to wonder where they came from.
back.
Yeah. Bring it on home, bird. Bring it on home.
Set up
recently
and
found
pay
out,
off.
recently found out there's something down here, something we didn't pick up, but it's huge. At least 5 miles in diameter and moving. We fear it may be our subject's mother. They grow increasingly restless as she nears. Just like my mom.
There's more barrels.
Just like me when my mom comes around.
Oh, you become increasingly restless?
Yep.
Oh.
Alright. I think we're basically done with the level.
There's still more barrels.
No, there aren't. You're a liar full of liar
They're on the
pants.
crate room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, why are the fucking barrels in the crate room?
Because they were there the whole time.
Yeah.
As it turns out, oh my god, the physics. I must have changed something. Like something, this is new, right?
What, how bad the physics are?
The physics is so weird today. The skating,
no.
especially the self-inflicted skating, where I skate on my own thing I'm carrying, where I'm like, what?
This is how the physics almost always are in this game. We've actually had a very smooth experience up until now.
It's pretty incredible. You just send the other player on a trip. Like, come with me.
Oh, more plot to read. Okay. Given the state of things down here, we won't be going home for science, miss. All right, for science, miss. Again, Dr. Reck believes the creature we picked up on our scans could be the mother of our specimens. We may poke fun at him for his name, but the good doctor may be onto something. His name is Dr. Reck. I don't even get it.
Dr. Reck.
Any day now, we're gonna see that massive thing through the windows. I'm not content to wait. I'm taking one of the UEVs. Gonna see what I can see in the sea. Are you kidding me? That's actually what it says. Gonna see what I see in the sea.
Under the sea.
If I don't make it, tell my husband. Tell him I went to look for a better one. Good lord. Dr. Pescador is a dick. His name is also Dr. Fisherman, which is very funny. It's like, not only is his name, like, I don't trust people whose last name is also a first name. You never know about that kind of guy.
But you do trust
really
people whose last names are a job.
I don't trust people whose last names and first names amount to a job. Like, two different jobs.
Oh, was his first name Fisher and his last name Man?
He was a doctor, so if you think about it, his name is Dr. Fisher.
That's not. No, if you think about it, you don't end up with that result. That's the thing.
How about if you think about Henway?
In what way?
Henway.
You're bringing it home.
Bring it on home. Keith. Henway.
Oh boy.
Henway.
I'm going to save before I do anything.
Henway. Keith.
Henway. What a load disposal bins.
Are we done?
I think so.
We're done.
Unless you want to start sniffing.
No.
Do not put gum in or around the device.
Where are we checking out from
Did
here?
we already? Did you use all the? Oh, there's one.
Click. Oh, I thought I grabbed them all.
George Seaman.
I
missed.
Oh.
There we go. Hopefully that's all of them. Activate.
Great, chill the fuck out.
I'm proud of my performance and certain it will meet approval. Click. Please don't crash like you always do. Always do. Always do.
Always do.
Yeah. Round and round. Hey, demoted.
Demoted? Fuck you.
We were probably supposed to do something, I guess. This game's hard. You decide to crack open a Fat Man and watch some alien porn in your Bitterman 500.
Yeah, what's so wrong about that?
You return to your office after doing the barest minimum asked of you. You know you're gonna get some hard-ass inspector complain about your work, leaving you without safety equipment, but you don't care.
I feel like this game's ability to get feedback on your objectives is incredibly limited.
Performance 90%.
Performance is
90%.
Our performance is 90%. That's an A-.
Is it? Does it grade us on our speed?
I don't know.
Oh.
What
I feel like we
acidity.
grew as people, though.
Yeah.
Let me
Except
just pod your face in first
there's
person.
just one thing. There's one thing left over, and that is Henway.
You're really into this, aren't you?
I'm into everything.
Got your nose.
You gotta say it.
I got your nose.
You gotta say it. You gotta ask.
Who's Henway?
What? I'm leaving.
Earnestly?
No.
Ernest Hemingway references, everybody. Bringing it home.
Wow, that's a strong note to end on. Bye.